What's going on, guys? CrustyKs here from the Go Boys Network. Continuing on with our college football week 8. I'm going to talk about Thursday and Friday here. So the first game for Thursday, Georgia State taking on Marshall. Marshall is a 8.5-point favorite, time of recording. For me here, I don't love the Marshall two-quarterback system. That just kind of frustrates me, truthfully. With Stone Earl and Braylon Braxton. I think Braylon Braxton's far and above the better quarterback, but for whatever reason, Marshall just continues to use both. Makes it a bit frustrating to back them, but you look at this Georgia State team, and I just don't see how they stop the run at all. They've been terrible against the run this season, allowing over 5 yards per carry in terms of EPA. They're in the bottom 30. And this is a spot like A.J. Turner should have a nice game. And really the entire stable of Marshall running backs, coupled with the two mobile quarterbacks, I think Marshall runs all over them. I think Marshall handles business here. So I'm going to lay the 8.5 with Marshall. I think they cover this with relative ease. I just don't think Georgia State's a good football team. So give me Marshall minus 8.5 here. Moving on to the next one, Boston College taking on Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech up to a minus 7.5-point favorite now at home. Don't really love the spread in this one. Don't really have an interest in backing either side. What I do like is the under. So you get two teams with two pretty run-heavy approaches, both around like 57, 58% in terms of rush rate. So definitely higher rush rates in the country. And you get two defenses actually are playing pretty well. Boston College defensively a bit better than Virginia Tech, but both defenses definitely respectable. Both defenses good against the run. This game just kind of feels like a bit of a boat race, truthfully. Don't love either offense. I think both offenses kind of stink. And like I said, when you have both teams running the ball, the clock's going to run. I think these defenses kind of flex early and really just kind of set the tone for the entire game. Total sitting at 48.5 right now. I love the under 48.5. I believe it opened a bit higher, but I mean, like I said, I'll take it where it's at now. It's not a problem. Really just think this thing is low scoring, bit of a slugfest, maybe like a 20-17 type deal, something of that nature. But I think this thing stays under 40, to be completely honest with you.
Wait, before we get back to the picks, I wanted to thank you all for watching. Friends don't let friends watch videos without hitting the like button. So go ahead and press the thumbs up button and like the video. If you're new here and not subscribed, you should go ahead and do so because we're dropping new content each and every day on the Go Boys Network. We strive to cover every sport and give out picks and analysis and valuable information for free on the Go Boys Network. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you can get notified when we drop something new. I'm Brad Thomas. Let's get back to the picks.
Jumping into Friday now. Florida State traveling to Duke. Duke minus 3.5-point favorite. For me here, I like Duke on the money line. It's minus 150. I mean, obviously it's not great, but for me, that's a playable price. I don't want to mess with the points here. It's not that Duke is great. I just think Florida State stinks. Brock Glenn obviously made his first start against Clemson. Didn't expect much. Duke, though, I mean, under Manny Diaz, the defense is playing really well. And I think that continues. You get a Florida State team who offensively, we all know, is not very good. I think Duke's big, they're physical, and they're going to bully this Florida State team. I do think it is low scoring. I think both teams, it's just kind of a grinder of a game. But I like Duke to win here at home. You know, it goes back to earlier in the season, we talked about Florida State just kind of being a soft football team. In the trenches, they just don't have the dudes, to put it, is probably the easiest way to put it. They're just not physical enough. So you look at a game like this, and then that's the thing too. Florida State, I mean, their season's over. Like, let's be honest, right? So do they care about playing against Duke on a Friday night? I mean, maybe. Norvell cares for his job, but I mean, that could already be gone. So for me here, Duke money line. Our next one here, Oregon traveling to Purdue. Oregon minus 27.5 is what the spread is sitting at right now. This is a tough. I want to just square up and lay the number. And I think that's where I'm going to go for this. It's just Oregon minus 27.5. I know they're coming off of, the win over Ohio State. It's a huge win, whatever. But this defense for Purdue and just this team in general is absolutely terrible. I really don't see how Purdue keeps it close. I mean, maybe Oregon doesn't care. So I guess if you want to look at the over, maybe, and Oregon wins like 40-21 or something. 42-21, so they wouldn't cover the spread, but the over would hit, something of that extent. But I just don't see Purdue putting up the points to help get you to the total. So we're going to Oregon minus 27.5. Like I said, obviously they're in like the most obvious letdown spot in the world, but I just don't see it against a team this bad. I think Oregon's going to come out. They could run their offense, at 80% and probably still cover this number, in my opinion. So Oregon minus 27.5. Lean the over as well. Don't love it as much because, like I said, I just have a hard time believing Purdue's going to help carry to that total. But Oregon minus 27.5. Hey guys, I just want to give a quick reminder that new users can bet $5 at FanDuel on any of the bets in this video and win $150 in bonus bets if the bet wins. Now let's get back to the bets. The next one, Oklahoma State traveling to BYU. BYU is a 9.5-point favorite. So, I mean, for me here, this is one of those games. You get an Oklahoma State team that had a lot of expectations coming into the season. Obviously, have not met those expectations. BYU minus 9.5 is where I'm going to go. It's a big number to lay at BYU, but Provo is a tough place to play. It's late at night. Stuff always gets weird there. And this Oklahoma State team, it's similar to the way I look at Florida State. You have to question motivation. The team obviously has underperformed. Definitely isn't the team that everybody thought they were going to be. And then, like I said, at this point in the season, you have to question the motivation. Ollie Gordon, before the bye week, hurt his knee, I believe it was. He got hit on a screen pass, kind of awkward. He is expected to play from what I've read. But I read something also that was pretty interesting to me. And like I said, at some point, Ollie Gordon has to think about his future. And unfortunately, in this day and age, that's kind of the name of the game with a lot of these kids who are going to the NFL. Business decisions will be made. If Ollie Gordon only plays limited or doesn't play at all, where do the points come from for Oklahoma State? You know what I mean? So, and then to make it even worse, there's not even a guarantee that Bowman's going to start this game. I saw that too. So if Ollie Gordon's out or Bowman's out or both are out, I mean, well, the spread will balloon even more than where it already is, but where does the offense come from? So for me here, just the state of this Oklahoma State team, I can't back them. I really wanted to. When I saw this spread get up as high as it did, up to 9.5, I was very close to seeing if we get it up to 10 and then jumping on Oklahoma State. But after seeing all the stuff I've seen about Bowman, about Ollie Gordon, I don't think this team cares. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this team cares. So BYU minus 9.5. They're playing really well. The defense is legit. And they have a pair of decent running backs. And if you've talked to me at all this season, running backs against Oklahoma State is like a system play. They cannot stop the run to save their lives. So if we get lines for both the running backs, I would probably play both of them over, truthfully. It's Hinckley Rapati and LJ Martin? It sounds right. I could be wrong. LJ something? But like both the running backs, like I said, if we get lines for them, BYU minus 9.5, I think they roll, truthfully. I think Oklahoma State is a bad football team. The last one on this Friday slate, Fresno State traveling to Nevada. Nevada, a 2.5-point home dog. This game's pretty gross. I like Mikey Keene and I like Fresno State, but their defense has just been terrible. And Nevada was a team that was supposed to be really bad, but they've kind of I don't want to say overperformed, but they're definitely a team that is playing better than people expected. I think a lot of people expected them to be just a total doormat, and that hasn't been the case. It's disgusting, but I like Nevada here. You could either take the plus 2.5, or you could just take them on the money line at home as a dog. I like Mikey Keene. I like the Fresno State offense. It's their defense that's the problem for me, and Nevada's been playing well enough to where I think they can score points here, and I actually think that they could do enough to cause some issues for Fresno State offensively. So I will take a stab here on the home dog. Nevada on the money line, plus 118. As much as I like Fresno State and what they do offensively, I couldn't bring myself to get there. So I'm going to take a shot here on the home dog at plus money. That does conclude Thursday and Friday slate, though. I hope you guys have been enjoying these. I've been enjoying doing them. We will have a Saturday video as well that will drop Friday night or Saturday morning, one of the two. We'll figure it out. But as always, you can get all of my official plays at goboys.com. If you have a gambling problem, don't want to hurt a gambler. Thank you, guys.